Good morning, everybody. I thought that I would share with you something that I am finding myself teach people on a regular basis. And that is the metaphor of cleaning out the house of your mind. So the way that I have found it best to explain to people is that if you imagine your mind as a house with many rooms and many floors, a lot of what's happened to each one of us is that the house of our mind has gotten filled up over the years. So years and years of people telling us beliefs and ideas that we should adhere to, whether it's from family, from friends, from teachers, from churches, from interactions with all kinds of media, right? So our house of our mind, for most of us, is so packed and full. And most of us have not really started yet to look inside the house of our minds. So what happens is when we start to open the windows in one of the rooms of our mind and the sun comes in and we start to use some self-awareness to take a look around, take some deep breaths, let the fresh air come into that room, we start to see that there are messes all over those rooms, piles and piles of stuff that has built up. We might even find stinky bags of old memories and pains that have been festering and rotting there for some time. It can be overwhelming at first, right? Like if you had to go and clean out the whole house at one time, you would probably just shut down because you wouldn't have energy mentally, emotionally, or physically to deal with everything. And you might even feel depressed and overwhelmed or anxious about how the heck am I going to be able to clean everything up. The good news is this, that when you enter the house of your mind, all you need to do is deal with one little pile of thoughts at a time. So if you maybe start with a pile of self-judgment or a pile of fears that you notice, and you just start to sit with them with curiosity, looking at, what's in this pile here? What is it that I've been thinking? And what do I want to keep that's in this pile? What is it time to give away or recycle? And you just start sorting through one little pile at a time, and maybe you clean out one nice little corner in that room. So the windows are open now, so there's fresh air coming in and there's some light that comes in, and now you've cleaned out one little space, and maybe in that little space you can put a nice little chair so that you have one space in your mind where you can go and relax and find a little peace and solace. Now you know that even in that room there's a lot more sorting out and cleaning to do, right? But that's okay. We only have to do a little tiny bit at a time. But as you start to clean this out a little bit, and you find more space and more peace, and you start to get things a little cleaner, you clean out that room. Imagine taking that first room of your mind, and you've spent some months sorting through the thought patterns, finding what you want to keep, and getting bags and bags of old thinking and hauling them out to the trash dump. So what happens is then you have a clean and clear space in that room. You might want to get out some of your cleaning supplies and really scrub that room out, right? But then it's open. Then you can bring your creativity, your imagination to that room. You can bring some interior design into it, and you can make that room in your mind to be something that matches who you are and where you're headed in life, something that feels really good to you, a place that you can go and it feels fresh and clean and tidy and supportive of who you are. Now listen, what happens in our minds, right, just like in our houses, is stuff comes into our mind again and it can build up. So it takes a little bit of daily cleaning to keep that space open. But you are motivated to do so because it feels so much better in that room of your mind when that space is free and clear and fresh and neat and tidy. Then with time, you might decide to venture into other rooms in your mind. So I do want to tell you one more thing. So you know those stinky bags of painful memories that are sitting in your mind? Here's how to maybe approach them. So you might need to put on either hold your nose or put on a mask, right? Get yourself prepared. Maybe call in some help when you're dealing with the stinky bags of painful memories. But you don't want to just discard the stinky bag of trash, right? It's almost impossible to do so until you've dealt with it. But what you want to do is process through that painful memory. And guess what? There is a gem of wisdom waiting for you, maybe several gems of wisdom that you can then keep as treasures. And once you've processed through that painful memory, you'll have these beautiful gems of wisdom that you can use to decorate your inner space. And those are going to be the things that when visitors come into your life and they notice those sparkling gems, they're going to want to know more about them and how you got to those gems of wisdom. So I hope that this metaphor was helpful to you. I know it's been very helpful to me. I know that I've been doing this work for a while and I've cleaned out many rooms, but I keep finding more rooms in my mind to clean out. But I love the process. I am curious about the process. It's interesting and fascinating to see all the clutter that ends up in the minds of the house of our minds, right? And it gets exciting to go through this process of self-discovery. And the more space we clear inside ourselves, the more rooms we have available to us to explore and to do fun things with. So I hope this metaphor helps you. Let me know if you have any questions. As a coach, what I do, sometimes it's helpful to have someone support you through that process, right? Like it can be hard to sort through those piles of thinking, to understand them, and to stay positive and curious as opposed to being judgmental of what you find. So a coach will sit with you and help you on that journey of cleaning out the inner spaces. And guess what happens? When you clean out the inner spaces, then you begin to create new things in your outer life. So that inner then begins to reflect in all the other aspects of your life. So look forward to hearing from you. Drop a comment and have a blessed day.